Choose yourself first, beloved. There comes a time in life when you must stand in the mirror, look into your own eyes, and realize you are the most important decision you will ever make. For too long, many of us have been taught to put ourselves last, to please others, to gain approval, to meet expectations that were never ours to carry. And yet, the law of life is this: you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot shine your light for others if your own flame is dimmed. Florence Scovel Shinn taught us that life is a mirror. What you send out returns to you multiplied. If you send out neglect for yourself, the world will mirror it back. But when you choose yourself first, the universe begins to rearrange itself in your favor. This is not selfishness. It is self-honor. It is saying to God, I accept the masterpiece you made me to be. Know your divine worth. Before you can live a life of abundance, peace, and joy, you must awaken to the truth of who you are. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not here by chance. You are a divine creation, a perfect idea in the mind of God, sent into this world with a purpose only you can fulfill. You are a masterpiece, and your worth is immeasurable. The greatest tragedy is not that people doubt you. It is when you doubt yourself. When you forget your divine worth, you live beneath your potential, settling for crumbs when God prepared a feast for you. But when you know who you truly are, the world can no longer convince you to accept less than you deserve. Your worth is not determined by your past, your failures, your mistakes, or the opinions of others. It is not measured by the size of your bank account, the title on your business card, or the number of people who approve of you. Your worth is eternal because it comes from the source of all life. You were valuable before you achieved anything, before you owned anything, before anyone noticed you. You were valuable the moment you were formed. For the fingerprint of God was placed upon your soul. To know your divine worth is to stand in the light of truth and reject the lies of unworthiness. It means you no longer look to others to validate your existence. You stop begging for permission to be yourself. You stop apologizing for shining your light. You realize that you are not here to fit in. You are here to stand out as the unique expression of divine love that you are. The universe does not make duplicates. There is only one you. Your voice, your gifts, your dreams, your spirit, these are irreplaceable treasures. When you truly understand your worth, you begin to live differently. You speak differently. You carry yourself with quiet confidence, knowing that you are backed by the power that created worlds. You do not tolerate what disrespects your soul. You stop chasing people who cannot see your value, for you understand that their blindness has nothing to do with your brilliance. You become like a rare jewel. You do not beg to be chosen. You allow yourself to be discovered by those who can recognize your beauty. The law of life is clear: the world treats you according to how you treat yourself. If you see yourself as unworthy, you will attract people and situations that reinforce that belief. But when you see yourself as worthy, the world mirrors that worth back to you. You begin to attract respect, love, and opportunities that align with your value. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Nothing is too good to be true. Nothing is too wonderful to happen. Nothing is too good to last." That is the consciousness of divine worth. The knowing that you are entitled to the best in life, not through pride, but through rightful inheritance as a child of God. It is time to stop discounting yourself. Stop shrinking to make others comfortable. Stop accepting less because you fear being alone or misunderstood. You must be willing to walk alone for a season if it means walking in truth. The moment you stop lowering your price, the right people will rise to meet your value. If you treat yourself like treasure, you will be treated like treasure. Knowing your divine worth is also about receiving without guilt. So many people block their blessings because they feel unworthy of them. They sabotage relationships, turn down opportunities, or delay their own success because deep inside they do not believe they deserve it. This is not humility, this is dishonor toward the one who created you. God's gifts are not meant to be questioned. They are meant to be accepted with gratitude. When you receive, you honor the giver. Every day, you must remind yourself of your worth, for the world is quick to make you forget. Affirm it with your words: I am worthy. I am loved. I am enough. I am valuable. I am a child of God. And I deserve the best. Let these words sink into your spirit until they become unshakable truth. Walk into every room knowing you belong there. Stand in every season of life knowing your value does not change, whether you are applauded or ignored, celebrated or overlooked. Your worth is constant because it is eternal. When you know your divine worth, you no longer play small. You show up fully. You pursue your calling with boldness. You expect miracles because you understand that the universe responds to the vibration of your belief. You no longer operate from desperation, but from confidence that what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. You no longer compete with others, for you understand that your path is unique and your portion is secure. You are a divine expression of love, wisdom, and power. You are not here to prove yourself. You are here to be yourself. And when you finally embrace your worth, you give others permission to do the same. Your light becomes a beacon, and your life becomes a testimony of what happens when a soul remembers its true value. Set boundaries without apology. To choose yourself first, you must honor your energy, your time, and your peace. And that requires setting boundaries without apology. Boundaries are not walls to keep love out, they are gates that determine what kind of love, energy, and behavior you will allow in. Without them, you invite chaos, disrespect, and exhaustion into your life. With them, you invite respect, harmony, and alignment with your divine path. The universe responds to the standards you set, and boundaries are those standards made visible. A life without boundaries is a life lived at the mercy of others' demands and desires. When you constantly say yes, out of guilt or fear, you are saying no to your own well-being. You cannot fulfill your divine purpose if you are drained, resentful, or scattered. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that no man is your enemy, no man is your friend. Every man is your teacher. Sometimes the lesson is that you must teach others how to treat you, and you do this through your boundaries. Setting boundaries begins with knowing your worth. If you believe you are valuable, you will protect that value. You will not hand over your time to people who waste it. Nor will you give your emotional energy to those who continually take without giving. You will stop explaining, over-justifying, or feeling guilty for protecting your peace. You will understand that a no spoken in truth is far more loving than a yes spoken in resentment. When you set boundaries, some people will resist, not because you are wrong, but because they benefited from your lack of them. You must be willing to face their disapproval without bending. Remember, you are not here to be endlessly available. You are here to be aligned. You are not responsible for managing how others feel about your choices. You are responsible for guarding the garden of your soul. Those who truly value you will adjust to your boundaries. Those who do not were never meant to walk closely with you. Boundaries are not only about protecting yourself from harm, they are about creating space for what is good and right for you. If your life is overcrowded with obligations you do not want, relationships that drain you, and commitments that do not serve your highest good, there will be no room for the blessings you are asking for. The moment you set a firm boundary, you make room for something better. You signal to the universe, I am ready for relationships, opportunities, and environments that honor me. And the universe always answers that signal. Many people confuse boundaries with cruelty, but boundaries are an act of love, first for yourself and then for others. Without boundaries, you may find yourself becoming bitter, short-tempered, or withdrawn, because you have allowed yourself to be depleted. With boundaries, you give from a place of fullness, not obligation. You can show up with joy instead of resentment, because you are choosing when and how to give. Do not apologize for the standards that protect your spirit. Do not soften your truth to make others comfortable with mistreating you. Your boundaries are a declaration of self-respect, and self-respect is a spiritual law. The more you honor yourself, the more life will honor you. If you continue to ignore your own needs, life will send you lessons, often in the form of burnout, betrayal, or disappointment, until you learn to stand firm. You may fear that setting boundaries will push people away. In reality, it will push away only those who do not respect you. The people who belong in your life will see your boundaries as a sign of strength, not rejection. They will appreciate your clarity and will trust you more, knowing you are honest about your limits. Relationships built on truth are always stronger than those built on silent resentment. Boundaries also teach you discipline. Every time you keep a boundary you've set, you reinforce your belief that you are worthy of protection. Every time you let one slide, you teach yourself that your own rules do not matter. To live in alignment with divine law, you must live in alignment with your own word. You cannot expect the world to respect you if you do not respect yourself enough to enforce your own limits. Remember, boundaries are not selfish, they are sacred. You are not here to be consumed by others' needs until there is nothing left of you. You are here to live fully, to create, to love, and to serve from a place of strength. Every time you set a boundary without apology, You declare to the world, I honor the divine within me. And when you honor the divine within you, the divine around you responds in kind. Listen to your inner voice. Your inner voice is the whisper of the divine within you. A soft but steady guidance that knows your path better than your mind ever could. It is not loud or forceful, for truth does not shout. It simply waits for you to become still enough to hear it. In the noise of the world, this voice is easily drowned out by the opinions, fears, and expectations of others. But when you choose yourself first, you must learn to trust that inner compass above all else. The inner voice is the language of your spirit. It does not speak in the language of doubt or worry, it speaks in the language of knowing. It might come as a sudden thought, a quiet feeling, or a clear sense of what to do next. It never confuses you. If you feel confusion, you are hearing the voice of fear or ego. The inner voice speaks with a calm certainty, even when it directs you to take a step that feels unfamiliar or bold. It will not reason with you endlessly. It will simply offer you truth, and it is up to you to follow it. Many people do not hear their inner voice because they do not make room for silence. They fill every moment with conversation, distraction, or noise, leaving no space for divine wisdom to enter. Yet the truth is, your inner voice is always speaking. It is you who must choose to listen. The more you cultivate stillness, the more you will notice its gentle nudges. Florence Scovel Shinn often spoke about intuition as God's telephone line to you. It is always connected, but you must be willing to pick up. Listening to your inner voice requires trust. You must be willing to act on its guidance, even when it goes against common opinion or challenges your comfort zone. Sometimes your inner voice will tell you to walk away from a relationship everyone else thinks is perfect. Sometimes it will urge you to take a leap that seems risky to the logical mind. But every time you follow it, you will discover that it was leading you toward your highest good. It is the divine blueprint of your life, and it sees further ahead than you ever could. Your inner voice is not driven by fear of loss or desire for approval. It is anchored in truth and love. When you follow it, you may feel peace even in uncertainty, because you know you are aligned with something greater than yourself. The more you honor its guidance, the stronger it becomes. Ignore it, and you may find life sending you louder, more difficult lessons until you return to its wisdom. Sometimes the inner voice will not give you a complete plan, it will simply show you the next step. That is because trust is built one choice at a time. If you demand the entire map before you begin, you are not walking by faith but by sight. The divine path unfolds as you walk it. And your inner voice is the lantern that lights, just far enough ahead for you to move forward. There will be moments when fear tries to disguise itself as intuition. The difference is that fear will make you feel small, heavy, and closed, while your inner voice will make you feel expansive, calm, and certain, even if it is leading you into unknown territory. Fear says, you can't. The inner voice says, you can, and you must. Fear argues, intuition simply speaks. In a world that constantly tells you who to be, listening to your inner voice is an act of courage. It is saying, I trust the divine within me more than the noise outside me. It is choosing to believe that you are guided, protected, and equipped for the path that is yours alone. The people around you may not understand, but they are not meant to. Your guidance is custom, made for you. Every time you follow your inner voice, you align yourself with divine timing. You will find yourself in the right place at the right time, meeting the right people and receiving the right opportunities. This is not coincidence. It is the natural result of living in tune with your spirit. The outer world will begin to reflect the peace and clarity you have cultivated within. Your inner voice is the bridge between you and your higher purpose. To ignore it is to wander in circles. To follow it is to walk directly into the life you were created to live. Do not silence it to please others. Do not question it to the point of inaction. The more you listen, the more you will realize it has been right all along. Say, no, without guilt. To choose yourself first, you must understand the sacred power of the word, no. It is one of the shortest words in the language. Yet it carries a weight that can protect your peace, preserve your energy, and keep you aligned with your divine path. Many people live lives of quiet frustration because they have been taught that saying no is selfish, unkind, or unloving. They carry the burden of pleasing others at the expense of their own well-being. But no is not a rejection of love. It is a protection of it. It is the act of honoring yourself so deeply that you refuse to give from an empty vessel. When you say no, from a place of clarity and truth, you are not pushing people away. you are simply standing in the truth of what is right for you. Every yes you give to something that drains you is a no. You are giving to your own purpose, joy, and peace. Life is a constant exchange of energy, and you must learn to guard your energy as carefully as a treasure. If you give it away freely to things that do not align with your soul, you will have nothing left for the things that truly matter. Many fear saying no because they believe it will cause conflict or disappointment. But understand this: you are not responsible for managing the emotions of others when you are simply living in your truth. Those who love and respect you will honor your boundaries, and those who do not are revealing that their connection was built on what they could take from you, rather than on mutual respect. Saying no will sometimes change relationships, and that is not a loss, but a divine filtering. Guilt is the shadow that tries to follow your no. It whispers that you are letting someone down, that you are being unreasonable, that you are not a good friend, partner, or colleague. But guilt is often just a sign that you are breaking an old pattern of self-betrayal. You have been conditioned to believe that your worth is measured by how much you can give, even if it costs you your peace. The moment you begin to say no without apology, that conditioning will try to pull you back into its grip. This is where you must be strong and remember, you were not placed on this earth to be everything for everyone. You were placed here to live your divine assignment, and that requires space, focus, and the courage to guard your time. Saying no without guilt is not an act of cruelty, it is an act of clarity. It is you saying, I know my limits, I know my purpose, and I will not compromise either. Sometimes no will mean you miss out on an event, a favor, or an opportunity that looks good on the surface. But not every good thing is a right thing. Your spirit will tell you when something is not aligned, even if it is disguised as a golden chance. The discipline to say no in those moments is what keeps you open for the divine yes that is meant for you. In truth, every time you say no to something that does not serve you, you are saying yes to yourself. You are saying yes to your rest, your dreams, your spiritual growth, and your inner peace. And when you are fully nourished and grounded, the yes you give to others will be more powerful, more sincere, and more impactful. Your love will no longer come from obligation, but from overflow, and that is the most genuine form of giving. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught that every word we speak is an affirmation. When you say no with guilt, you are affirming that your needs are less important than the desires of others. When you say no with peace, you are affirming that your life is guided, your time is precious, and your spirit is worthy of protection. The energy with which you speak your no will shape how it is received. A calm, confident no, rooted in truth, will carry far more strength than a defensive one. Your no is not just for the big requests, it is also for the small ones that chip away at your time and energy. It is for the conversations that pull you into negativity, the commitments that weigh heavy on your heart, and the expectations that belong to someone else's vision, not yours. The more you practice, the easier it becomes. At first, you may over-explain, defend, or soften your no to make it more acceptable. But in time, you will learn that no is a complete sentence. It does not require justification, permission, or apology. When you learn to say no without guilt, you create a sacred space around your life. In that space, your mind is clearer, your heart is lighter, and your spirit is freer to follow the call that was placed within you. You will find that you have more energy for what truly matters, more presence in your relationships, and more joy in your everyday life. This is not selfishness, it is self-respect, and it is one of the most loving gifts you can give yourself. Nurture your mind, body, and spirit. To truly choose yourself first, you must care for every part of your being, mind, body, and spirit, for they are not separate, but three harmonious aspects of the same divine creation. Neglect one, and the others will suffer. Honor all three, and you will find yourself walking in balance, strength, and radiant joy. You are not just a body that moves through the world. You are a mind that shapes reality with thought, and a spirit that holds the eternal spark of divine wisdom. Your well-being is a sacred garden, and you are its only true caretaker. Your mind is the gateway to your reality. Every word, image, and idea that you allow into it plants seeds that will eventually grow into your life experiences. If you fill your mind with fear, doubt, and criticism, those seeds will bear fruit in the form of worry, indecision, and limitation. But if you nourish your mind with truth, beauty, inspiration, and divine promises, you will see your life blossom in ways that defy worldly logic. Florence Scovel Shinn often said that the imagination is a spiritual workshop where reality is crafted. To nurture your mind is to be vigilant about what you think, what you read, what you speak, and what you believe. Feed it daily with affirmations of abundance, peace, and purpose. Read words that uplift you, speak thoughts that bless you, and guard yourself from the constant noise of negativity that tries to enter through every open door. Your body is the sacred temple that carries your spirit through the world. It is the vehicle that allows you to fulfill your calling, experience joy, and take part in the beauty of life. Too often, people treat their bodies as burdens to criticize rather than gifts to cherish. They ignore its needs, push it beyond its limits, and expect it to keep going without rest or care. But a temple that is not maintained will crumble over time. When you nurture your body with wholesome food, movement, rest, and gentleness, you honor the Creator who gave it to you. Listen to its signals. Fatigue is not weakness, it is a whisper for rest. Pain is not an inconvenience, it is a call for healing. A body in harmony does not just serve you, it empowers your mind and spirit to function at their highest capacity. Your spirit is the eternal part of you, untouched by the storms of the world. It is the inner light that never dims, even in your darkest moments. Yet, though it cannot be destroyed, it can be dimmed in your awareness if you neglect it. To nurture your spirit is to stay connected to the source through prayer, meditation, stillness, and gratitude. It is to remind yourself daily that you are not alone, that there is a divine intelligence guiding every step, and that you are infinitely loved. When you tend to your spirit, you anchor yourself in peace that cannot be shaken by circumstances. You begin to see challenges as opportunities for growth, and you walk with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are divinely guided. The beauty of nurturing your mind, body, and spirit together is that each strengthens the other. A peaceful mind supports a healthy body. A healthy body makes it easier to hear the gentle whispers of the spirit. A nourished spirit renews the mind with clarity and faith. This cycle of care becomes a foundation that no storm can wash away. And while it takes intentional effort, it is not complicated. Small daily acts of love and attention can transform your entire being. Reading a few uplifting words in the morning, taking a short walk in the sun, drinking water with gratitude, pausing for a moment of deep breathing, offering a silent prayer before a task. Each of these is a seed of nurturing that grows into a harvest of vitality. Choosing yourself first is not selfish when it comes from this place of holistic care. When your mind is calm and focused, your body is strong and energized, and your spirit is alive with faith, you have more to give to the world. You are no longer giving from a place of depletion, but from an overflowing well. The people around you feel the difference. Your presence becomes healing, your words uplifting, your actions inspiring. And this is the divine order, that you would be filled first, so that you may then be a blessing to others without diminishing yourself. Your life is not meant to be lived in fragments. You are a whole being, and each part of you deserves your attention. Nurturing your mind keeps you aligned with truth, nurturing your body keeps you strong for the journey, and nurturing your spirit keeps you connected to the eternal. When these three work together in harmony, you step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. A radiant expression of divine love, walking in balance, health, and joy. Protect your dreams. Your dreams are sacred visions planted in your heart by the divine. They are not random fantasies or passing wishes, they are the soul's quiet whispers about who you truly are, and what you are meant to create in this world. These dreams are the seeds of your destiny, and like seeds, they must be planted, nurtured, and protected until they come into full bloom. Too often, people reveal their dreams too soon, only to have them met with skepticism, criticism, or ridicule. The tender sprout of a dream cannot survive the cold wind of doubt. This is why you must guard it with love, as a gardener protects a fragile seedling from the frost. Not everyone will understand your dreams, and they are not supposed to. Your vision was given to you, not to the crowd. When Joseph shared his dream with his brothers, they mocked him, not because the dream was impossible, but because it was beyond their understanding. So it is with you. If you seek approval from those who have never seen your vision, you may find your confidence weakening. Protecting your dreams means refusing to hand them over to voices that would trample them underfoot. It means holding them in the quiet chamber of your heart, until they are strong enough to stand in the light. The world has a way of convincing people to trade their dreams for what is safe, familiar, and acceptable. Fear will disguise itself as practicality. Doubt will wear the mask of wisdom. But the truth is, the dream within you is not there to tease you. It is there to guide you. If you do not protect it, the noise of the world will drown it out. Protecting your dreams requires a watchful mind. You must notice when fear tries to plant its seeds in your thoughts and quickly uproot them. You must refuse to rehearse the words of those who say, "It can't be done," and instead meditate on the truth that, with God, all things are possible. There will be times when your dreams feel far away, and in those moments, the temptation to let go will be strong. But a dream is not like a passing cloud. It is a divine blueprint, and once received, it remains within you. The question is whether you will tend to it with faith or let it wither from neglect. Protecting your dreams means reminding yourself daily why you began, speaking affirmations that feed your vision, and surrounding yourself with people and environments that encourage growth instead of discouragement. Silence is often the greatest shield for a dream. You do not have to explain yourself to those who are committed to misunderstanding you. You do not have to justify your vision to those who cannot see it. There is power in keeping certain things between yourself and God, until the appointed time. Just as a mother does not expose the child in her womb to the harshness of the outside world, before it is ready, you must allow your dream to develop in the safe space of your faith before unveiling it. Protecting your dreams also means protecting yourself from your own inner saboteur, that voice of self-doubt that whispers, "Who are you to want this?" The answer is simple. You are a child of the Most High, created in divine image, worthy of every good thing. Your dream is not an accident, it is part of your calling. When you feel fear, speak words of courage. When you feel impatience, remind yourself that divine timing is perfect, and that nothing can stop what is meant for you. Do not measure the validity of your dream by how quickly it manifests. Great visions often require great preparation. The oak tree does not appear overnight. It begins as a small acorn, hidden in the dark soil. Your job is to water it with belief, shield it from doubt, and keep showing up for it. There may be storms along the way, but the roots of a protected dream grow deep, and nothing can uproot what is divinely planted. Your dreams are treasures. To protect them is to honor the one who gave them to you. Hold them close. Speak life into them. Keep them in the warmth of your faith, until they are ready to shine in the daylight. When you guard your vision, you give it the chance to grow strong enough to bless not only your life, but the lives of countless others. For in the end, the dream you protect today becomes the reality you walk in tomorrow. Invest in your growth. To invest in your growth is to honor the life you have been given, and to recognize that your potential is not fixed, but infinite. Growth does not happen by accident, it happens by choice, and those choices must be intentional. Every step you take toward expanding your knowledge, deepening your wisdom, and strengthening your spirit is a step toward becoming the person God intended you to be. You are not here to remain as you are, but to unfold like a flower, revealing layer upon layer of beauty, strength, and purpose. Investing in your growth is a sacred responsibility, for the more you grow, the more you can give to the world. Growth begins with the decision to value yourself enough to pour into your own development. Too often, people give everything to others while neglecting their own minds, bodies, and spirits. They believe self-improvement is selfish, when in truth, it is one of the greatest gifts you can offer. A person who refuses to grow becomes stagnant, and stagnation leads to frustration, bitterness, and regret. But a person who continually invests in their growth becomes like a flowing river, always moving, always refreshing, always alive. Investing in your growth means seeking out opportunities to learn and to stretch beyond your comfort zone. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to voices of wisdom that call you higher. Study subjects that spark your curiosity and ignite your imagination. Do not be content with what you already know, for knowledge is a living thing that must be cultivated. The more you learn, the more tools you will have to create the life you desire. Every lesson becomes a stepping stone that carries you toward your destiny. It is also an act of growth to refine your skills and gifts. Whatever talent you have, it is a seed planted in you by God, and seeds are meant to be nurtured. Practice until you master your craft. Take classes that expand your abilities. Seek mentors who have walked the path before you. Your growth will not be without effort, but effort is the investment that yields the greatest return. You cannot expect a harvest where you have not sown. In the same way, you cannot expect progress without dedication. To invest in your growth is not limited to the mind. It includes your body and spirit. Care for your health as though it were the foundation of your dreams, because it is. Eat nourishing food, move your body, rest when you need to, and remember that your physical vessel is the vehicle through which your purpose is carried out. Spiritually, seek deeper connection with God. Pray not just for blessings, but for wisdom, clarity, and guidance. Meditate in silence, allowing divine ideas to rise within you. The more grounded you are in spirit, the stronger your outer life will be. Growth requires humility. You must be willing to admit that you do not know everything, and that there is always room for improvement. Pride says, "I have arrived." Wisdom says, "I am still learning." When you open yourself to correction and new understanding, you make room for transformation. Do not fear failure, for it is one of the greatest teachers. Each mistake contains a lesson that, if learned, will elevate you. Protect your growth from distractions that drain your energy. Not every activity or relationship is worthy of your time. Some things may be comfortable but offer no progress. Others may be exciting but lead nowhere. Discernment is part of investing in your growth. Choose what feeds your soul, sharpens your mind, and strengthens your character. Be willing to let go of what no longer serves you, for growth often requires release before expansion. Patience is also part of the process. You will not see the fruits of your investment overnight. Just as a tree takes years to bear fruit, so your growth will require seasons of sowing before reaping. Celebrate the small steps and trust the process. Each day you dedicate to learning, practicing, and improving is a brick in the foundation of your future. When you invest in your growth, you are not just preparing for personal success. You are preparing to serve at a higher level. A vessel that is full can pour into others without running dry. Your growth allows you to inspire, to guide, and to uplift those around you. In this way, your investment is multiplied, blessing not only your life but the lives of countless others. Stand unshakably in self-love. To stand unshakably in self-love is to anchor your soul in the truth of who you are, no matter what storms rage around you. It is to plant your feet in the soil of your own worth, refusing to be moved by the winds of criticism, rejection, or doubt. Self-love is not vanity, it is the recognition that you are a divine creation, formed with intention, purpose, and beauty. When you stand in self-love, you live from the knowing that nothing can diminish the light within you unless you allow it. You no longer measure your value by the opinions of others, for you are measured only by the one who created you. Many live their lives chasing acceptance from people who cannot see their true worth, bending themselves into shapes that please others while slowly breaking their own spirit. But self-love refuses to perform for approval. It does not beg to be chosen. It chooses itself first. It looks in the mirror and sees not flaws but the fingerprints of God. It speaks kindly to the self, for it knows that words have power, and the words we speak to ourselves shape the lives we live. To stand unshakably in self-love is to no longer negotiate your dignity. You set the standard for how others treat you by how you treat yourself. If you honor your own heart, others will learn to honor it too. If you dismiss your needs, belittle your dreams, or silence your voice, the world will follow suit. Self-love is not passive. It is an active declaration: I am worthy of kindness, respect, and abundance, simply because I exist. It is in moments of difficulty that self-love proves its strength. When the world criticizes you, self-love whispers, I know who I am. When you fail, self-love reminds you that you are not your mistakes but the lessons they teach. When relationships end or opportunities close, self-love steadies you with the truth that nothing good will ever truly pass you by. It lifts you when life tries to break you, holding you steady until your spirit rises again. Self-love also gives you permission to protect your energy. It teaches you that it is not selfish to step back from situations that drain you or from people who dim your light. It is not unkind to refuse what is harmful to your spirit. In fact, it is the greatest kindness you can offer yourself. The decision to keep your inner garden free from weeds that choke your joy. Self-love does not wait for rescue. It becomes its own safe place. When you stand in self-love, you are no longer desperate for constant reassurance. You can accept compliments without clinging to them, and criticism without crumbling. You walk into a room without needing to prove yourself, because you already know you belong. This quiet confidence is magnetic. It draws respect, opportunities, and relationships that reflect your own sense of value. Self-love also aligns you with abundance. You stop settling for less than what nourishes your soul, and in doing so, you open space for greater blessings to flow into your life. The world reflects back the way you see yourself. If you believe you are worthy, life will meet you with experiences that confirm it. If you believe you are lacking, the world will mirror that lack. Standing unshakably in self-love is choosing every day to see yourself as whole, even while you are still growing. This love is not conditional. It is not earned by achievements or lost through mistakes. It exists because your being exists. Just as a tree does not question whether it deserves sunlight, you must not question whether you deserve love. Self-love says, I will show up for myself in every season, in joy and in pain, in certainty and in doubt, because I am my own lifelong companion. It is in this unwavering stance that you find freedom. You no longer shrink to fit into small places. You no longer apologize for being who you are. You walk forward in life without fear of being too much or not enough. You embrace your voice, your body, your heart, and your dreams as sacred. And in doing so, you give others permission to do the same. The journey we've walked together today is more than words. It's a call to live differently, to choose yourself without hesitation, to honor your worth without apology. Life will always try to pull you in 100 directions, but the quiet truth is this: you are the center from which your world is shaped. When you choose yourself, you give the world the best of you, not the leftovers of a life lived for others. Stand in that truth. Let it fill your heart with courage, your mind with clarity, and your soul with peace. And as you walk forward from here, remember, you are not here to dim your light to fit in. You are here to shine so brightly that others remember their own light too. Choose yourself, again and again, and watch how life rises to meet you with blessings you once thought were only dreams.